Hi, everyone. Lori Lipstein here with Thread Strategies and joined by my friend and colleague, Tracy Shaw. We're both principals at Thread, and we appreciate you joining our Threading It Together tips and tricks series. Today, we'll be talking about when to stop counting your end of year gifts. We're recording this during the end of year fundraising season, so this is top of mind. And so we thought we would put together just a little bit of advice on that. We get that question often, but if you're watching this and it's not end of year fundraising, question could still apply to any other kind of appeal you might be doing throughout the year. So hope you find this helpful. So Tracy, is there a rule for when you stop counting gifts at the end of year, or in your experience, what works best?
So in my experience, I think about this, it's be consistent. That is what I would say loud and clear. If there's one thing you take away today, is just be consistent. It's going to be different for every organization. Some organizations' fiscal year is the calendar year. Some of it is off the calendar year, October to, end of September, based on whatever type of funding they're getting. But no matter what and where your organization falls, you need to be consistent. So make that decision, talk with your team, and then write out those policies and procedures so that each year, as you approach the end of the year fundraising campaign, you know when you're going to draw the line and move on with recording your gifts in your CRM and calling it something different other than year-end fundraising. Of course, if you get a check that has last year's date on it, you can record it as last year. That's what you should do, is record it as last year's gift. Or for instance, you get a stray gift that comes in with your reply device from your end of year campaign. Certainly that's part of your end of year giving, but you will thank yourself as you come to this each year to be consistent in the way that you're analyzing and looking at your data. It also really helps you continue to be really transparent with your donors and the people who support what you do. So that is the biggest rule, I think. Don't make it too complicated, but absolutely be consistent year over year.
I totally agree. It's really that simple. I would add, don't forget to loop in your accounting team, whether that's someone in-house or whether you contract that out, especially if your fiscal year is calendar year. You're going to want to make sure that they're keeping the books, according to how you're recording the gifts in your CRM, so that all those reports are lining up and talking to each other. So don't forget those folks in the decision-making process and in the reporting process, and making sure they're on board with everyone's on the same page. But otherwise, yeah, we get this question a lot, and a lot of nonprofits are confused about what they should do, what they have to do, and
they're stressed out too, and that's stress you don't need at the end of the year for sure.
Yeah, it can be very simple. Just make a policy, be consistent, and like Tracy said, I mean, if a donor's check was postmarked and the check date is before the end of the year, then that is you should honor that. But otherwise, a lot of the online gifts about when to decide to cut it off, it's really just make sure you're doing the same thing year over year so that your reports that you're comparing are apples to apples. Yep. So there we go. We hope you found this helpful, helps you feel less stressed about making that kind of decision. We have more topics about end of year fundraising and development operations and all kinds of other development topics on our YouTube channel. So we encourage you to follow us there and check out some of those. And of course, if you have a question about your fundraising operations or end of year appeal or fundraising in general that you might want to ask more specifically to us, we would love to be in touch. Please reach out anytime. Our contact information is on our website at threadstrategies.com. And thank you very much and happy fundraising. Best of luck for end of year.